What's going on, folks? It's fall, which means it's time to start getting ready for the winter. So I have gone and rented this 37-ton log splitter. It's a Lumberjack model LSP3703, and it's doing the job for sure. Thing is a beast. So you might think splitting and stacking wood is just what it is, but I have to make things more complicated. So let me kind of explain the strategy here. I've got several different batches of wood. This is a pine tree that got cut down last year. This is a maple that was cut down this year. And I've got more down there that is some black walnut and more maple that was cut down last year. That stuff is plenty dry to burn this year. This pine is questionable. It's still kind of wet, but I know from experience that it still burns well, even when it's wet. The problem is it burns, it puts out a lot of black smoke, which will cause more creosote to build up in your chimney, which has more potential for chimney fires and things. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that because I'm not in a position to give up free wood. But so if that means I have to clean out the chimney more often, that's fine. But to make this the best case scenario, what I'm doing here is I'm taking wood, the dry stuff from down there, and I am stacking it with this stuff here. So I want to make sure that I burn the driest stuff first so that the wetter stuff has more of a chance to dry out. So the stuff I'm burning first is going to be stacked right here in the garage, and I'm doing a layer of the dry stuff and then a layer of the more wet pine. So the pine gets kind of sandwiched in there, so we burn it all mixed up. So we're not just constantly burning pine. We can hopefully it won't build up quite as much if we mix it in with the drier stuff. So I'm doing that, and also even where this wood is drying, the stuff on top here is going to be drier than the stuff on the bottom. Stuff on the bottom is still has some moisture from the ground, and the same thing with the stuff down there. So I'm also splitting just the top layers of these piles first and getting those stacked in the garage. And then once the garage is done, we'll start stacking it nicely, probably start over here, and we'll make our way this way as we clear out the rest of it. So that means the stuff that's farther down in the pile will be stacked out here, and it will be burned later, giving them more of a chance to dry out before we need it. Anyway, make a simple thing complicated. That's what I'm all about. Let's get back to it. All right, there is a way that this thing will tip up vertical. So I gotta remember how that works. Oh, there we go. Sweet. right, one of the three of these big stump log thingies down. The splitter's working great, but every once in a while it's spraying some hydraulic fluid out of there, and I don't know what that's about. So I think I'm just gonna call the guy real quick and just make sure he knows what I'm seeing. All right, talked to the owner. He said he just filled up the hydraulic fluid on this thing, so this is just like a pressure release. So he said it's normal for that to spray out every once in a while if it gets a little overfull and gets hot. So that's normal. Let's keep going. two big piles of wood all split up. This is the good dry stuff, and this is the more wet pine we're going to mix in. So it's not just all pine being burned at the same time. So I got this area back here kind of cleaned out, and I'm just going to alternate a wheelbarrow full of this, wheelbarrow full of that, and we'll get it stacked up. Well, we got it done. Well, sort of. We didn't touch any of this stuff over here. Ran out of time. But that's okay. That has to dry for at least another year anyway before I can burn it. So this should be just enough, I think, to get us through this winter. It's typically right around a month per row is what we get out of this. So we'll see. Thank you so much for watching this one. Probably wasn't that entertaining of a video, but maybe relaxing. See you in the next one. Bye.